Hey guys, good morning. Today is July 22nd, and we are going to talk about 201 again. I know if you see my prior video about 201, we went kind of into depth about some of the rituals that we've seen happen, but I really wanted to talk about the Bible and the 201 and why that's such an important number when you are doing decodes and things like that um, to get your understanding of what's really happening. So, guys, if you are new here, I am teaching gematria, which is the practice of coding letters into numbers. And for this decode and this talk that we're going to have this morning, we're strictly going to use going forward and backwards. So, all we're doing, guys, if you're new, we're just simply numbering the alphabet the way they taught us in slave school. There's a reason they taught it in this order. A is 1, B is 2, C is 3. And then reverse it. Z is 1, Y is 2, X is 3. You can literally go down to your local grocery store, dollar store, and they have all kinds of big old fat puzzle books down there to where they use this. Crossword puzzles, things like that. They literally teach you a form of it as you're growing up when you're working these puzzle books, and people think this is weird. It's not weird. It gives you so much understanding. Let's read Revelations 13:18 for all the Christians out there. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 600 threescore and six. So right here in Revelations, it's literally telling you if you have wisdom, then you're counting the numbers of man. But then your Christians will tell you that you're a sinner if you study astrology or numbers, even though the fourth book of the Bible is called Numbers. They don't want to believe this is to be true. So we're going to talk about the 201. When you write out the Holy Bible, it's 201. July 20th is the 201st day of the year. Just like if you write out number of a man, it is 201. So let's go back up here. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. So we got the Holy Bible, 201st day of the year, number of a man. 6 score and 66, right? So we got 666, 201. Now let me show you what they done to you this week, guys. So on July 20th, Whole Foods has now started accepting the Palm scan. You can pay with your Palm. They announced it on Thursday. I'm going to read you the article. Amazon announces Thursday it is rolling out its Pay by Palm services in Whole Food markets across the country, making it possible for customers to use their Palm for purchases without a wallet or a phone. So your iPhone reads your face now, and you can go to Whole Foods and just pay with your Palm, which, if you're a Christian, then you know good and well that that was part of biblical prophecy, right? In Revelations, the end times. So let's look at that too. Revelations, right here. To receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, no man might buy or sell unless he has the mark, the name of the beast, or the number of his name. So everybody, when I was raised in Southern Baptist, they were saying, oh, everybody's got to take this mark of 666. They had me thinking that we were all going to be walking around here with a branded, like they brand the cows, 666. That is not what's happening, guys. Apple, think about it. Adam and Eve ate an apple. Now everybody's walking around with these damn Apple iPhones with the bite out of it. And that's the reason that women were punished, right? Because she ate an apple, which was all a lie. And now you have an Apple iPhone that does a face scan. Now you can walk into Whole Foods and pay with your Palm, when the verse literally tells you that you're not going to be able to buy or sell unless you take this mark. So we got to think about this, guys. That same day, FedNow launches. FedNow is the government cash app. So everybody was using Cash App. The government wanted it, and they got it. Just so you know, the Cash App killer was killed right before this launch, back in April. The man who created Cash App was stabbed to death. Just a random stabbing. So somebody randomly stabbed a billionaire. And then FedNow comes about. So if you don't know how the America began on July 4th in 1776. The Illuminati started on May 1st, 1776. The Illuminati is older than America. Mind blown, right? Most people don't know that. People in this community know it, but if you're new here, you don't know that because it's something not taught to you in slave school. They don't talk about the Illuminati. They tell you that it's all conspiracy, right? It's all conspiracy. There's no Illuminati. That's a damn lie. If you write out the word Order of Illuminati, that's their name, it's 201. So we've got this FedNow payment system, One World Money, going live on the 201st day of the year. Now you can pay with your palm at Whole Foods, just like the Bible said in the income comes. Jerome Powell is the man who announced that FedNow was going live in the article. He's the 16th chair of the Federal Reserve, and it's 201 days before he took his position on the 201st day of the year. So we can see why July 20th, why Jerome Powell was the false idol that was placed into the position to make this launch and go live. 201 days before they put him in his position, the anniversary, on the 201st day of the year. When the Holy Bible's 201, Order of Illuminati's 201. What day do you get your what day do you get your president every 4 years? On 20/1, January 20th. They inaugurate the selected person because your vote does not matter. If you didn't learn that from 2020, I don't know what to tell you. So you get your president on 20/1. Now we're getting FedNow 201 days before this guy took office. We've got the way to pay with our palms on the 201st day of the year. Look, Jesuit order, 201. Jewish mysticism, which is where this comes from, 201. The Holy Bible, 201. Number of a man, 201. 666 is 201. Now, hold up. Let's go back and read the verse again, y'all. For all my Christians out here. Remember where it said the name of the beast or the number of his name? So, let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast. It is the number of a man. It's the number of a man. Number of a man, 201. 666, 201. Paying with our palms, guys. They're telling us no man will buy or sell without having that mark. Now, if you don't know who these people are, so we're going to do a little history lesson, I guess, kind of going through this. So, Ignatius of Loyola, Jorge Mario Bergoglio, and the Domus Santa Marta. I hope I said all those right. We're going to talk about these three guys, or these two guys in this place that he lives. So we are right now living under the first Jesuit Pope, Pope Francis. His name is Jorge Mario Bergoglio, 201. Not only that, he's the only Pope that lives in Suite 201 at the Domus Sancta Marta. So here's our Pope. Here's where he lives, and he lives in Suite 201. The only Pope to have ever done that at the Vatican. Look, Pope Francis stays in Suite number 201 with just his basic necessities and 2 Swiss guards. who guard his door day and night. Now, the leader, the not the founder of the religious order of the Society of Jesus, which is your black pope. Everybody wants to talk about, you got your white pope and your black pope, right? Ignatius of Loyola. He was the founder of the religious order of the Society of Jesus, the Jesuits. So we're living under our first Jesuit Pope, who lives in Suite 201. There's his name. There's where he lives. Both equal 201. Now we're going to talk about the Black Pope. So this guy right here founded the religious order of the Jesuits. Well, look here. You write out his name, it's 201. You write out the Jesuit order, the thing he founded, it's 201. And now we're living under a Jesuit Pope. The very first to ever be a Pope. So if you've never looked into where the Black Pope comes from, because it's like one of the biggest conspiracies out there is he's supposedly the one that runs the world, right? The shadow government, they call it. So Jewish mysticism, and it comes from, so here's our history lesson, I guess you'd say. This is Jewish history, right? So Jewish mysticism is Jewish history. One of those being Kabbalah. And now we have a cabal that runs the world. And they actually use this language. This is a Kabbalah language that we're teaching here. So how can you not study Jewish mysticism if Jesus was a Jew? I probably shouldn't have said that because they're probably going to take my channel down. Because when you say that three-letter word, I can get on here and cuss all day long, but don't let me say Jew. They will take this video down. So if you see this video gone, you'll know that's why. We're going to try to spell it out the rest of the way so I don't get hit with a strike here. So if Jesus is who's supposed to save us from this evil world, and he was a JEW, why are we not studying JEW history? Because wouldn't that be Jesus's history? Just a question, just throwing it out there, guys. All right, so let's talk more about these numbers here, guys. So this week right here, everybody on your Facebook feed is talking about Jason Aldean, and how dare you film something at the same courthouse where a black man was lynched. This is what all your Facebook feed. Don't lie to me. I know it is. Mine's like that. Everybody's is like that. I stand with Jason Aldean. Jason Aldean's a racist. I stand with Jason Aldean. Jason Aldean is a racist. Right? That's all you're seeing on your Facebook feeds. It's bullshit. Jason Aldean is an Illuminati. He was placed onto that stage to get y'all talking like that. So if you're one of those people that posted, I stand with Jason Aldean, congratulations, you are you're brainwashed by the Illuminati. Because that's what they wanted you to do. They wanted you to be pissed off about Jason Aldean while they unleashed the FEDNOW and the Palm scan. So y'all wasn't worried about the face palm or the Palm scan and the FEDNOW going live. Y'all was all over here worried about Jason Aldean and who the hell he pissed off. So if you're a Christian and you're watching this video, I love you. I really do. But come on now. Come on. So let's dig into Jason Aldean. This is the Society of Jesus's logo. This is Jason Aldean's arm. Okay? So you'd probably look at this and think, oh, that's a badass tattoo. He's so sexy. Oh, he did the Jack and the Ace for his name, Jason Aldean. No. He's got the sun, got the J and the A. Nobody even knows where this picture come from. I didn't even know where this picture come from until Zach mentioned it on True Frequency Radio on Wednesday night. It blew my mind because I didn't know it. So let's talk about Jason Aldean. Y'all remember back whenever they had the big festival, the Route 91 festival down there in Las Vegas? Guess who was on stage when the guy supposedly went up to, halfway up that, what was it, the MGM hotel, broke out a window, and then shot everybody? Jason Aldean was on stage that night, guys. Now, here's your Illuminati card game. So there is an Illuminati card game out there. You're more than welcome to Google it. Here's your Las Vegas card. So this is your Las Vegas card in the Illuminati card game. And there's that Jack and that Ace. And where did he perform at when they got shut up? Las Vegas. That was a biblical ritual that you've seen. And what did they do? They convinced everybody that it was just this one dude that he somehow was able to get all those rifles past security and everything else. He was able to break out a window that high up. Like those things don't have hurricane windows and things like that in them. And then he was able to sit there and just shoot everybody up. Now, have you heard anything else about that Harvest Festival? No. They ran it through your news for about a week, week and a half. They bring it up every now and then like they're doing now with Jason Aldean. These are biblical rituals to push society in a certain direction. So Jason Aldean has the Jack and the Ace. It does not stand for Jason. It does not stand for Aldean. It is the Illuminati card game, and that is his ritual. He was to be on stage in Vegas when that went down. Jason Aldean is not a friend. He is not good. He is not a Christian. None of that. He sold his soul. That's why he's rich and famous. Now, the other person they used in the headlines this week leading up to the FEDNOW and the mark was Carly Russell. What'd they tell you? The black girl's driving down the road. She pulls over. She tells people that she sees a kid, and then nobody hears from her for a while. And then we get her mom up here talking about, where's Carly? Her name was Tabitha Russell. Look, 201, 201, 201. So they had you distracted with Carly Russell. Oh, is she missing? Has she been trafficked? What's wrong with the kid? Now she's back and she's just like, oh, I'm good. Just went on a little vacay. Yeah. They are playing God, y'all. They are playing God. They're mocking you. Because y'all are the ones sitting there on Facebook like, I stand with Jason Aldean. And they're like, haha, we got him. They love Jason Aldean. They are following and praising a false idol, which, again, the Bible teaches you about. There's a lot of truths in the Bible. So that same day that they unleashed FedNow, the Palm scan, Brad Naughton from England, which is where all this crap comes from, like, he announces his 11-year-old daughter is dead. She's been thrown off a boat and chopped up by a propeller. That's what they're telling us. So Brad Naughton's 201. And can you guess how many days before his birthday it is that his daughter dies? 201 days. So his birthday is February 6th. She's dead on July 20th. It's 201 days before his birthday. They announce it on the 201st day of the year. See? But there it is. See? 11-year-old daughter killed in a boating accident in South Carolina. Well, then they had us all distracted about this serial killer. All right? So we got the serial killer in the headlines. What beach was he at? A 201 beach. So they found all this crap at the 201 beach. While Carly Russell went disappearing. While Brad Naughton's daughter is dead 201 days from his birthday. All while they're bringing out FedNow. All while they're pushing that Palm scan through Whole Foods and Amazon. Can you see this biblical ritual come into play? Based off that verse. Count the number of the man. You will not be able to buy and sell without the mark. We now have a face and a palm scan. You can now pay with your face on an apple. You can now pay with your palm on an apple. Adam and Eve ate an apple, right? That's what they told you. July 20th is also the day that they told you that we landed on the moon. Back in history. Neil Alden Armstrong is the man who done it, right? So he just happens to equal 201, and he just happens to go to the moon on the 201st day of the year. But it's all conspiracy now. It really happened now. Don't lie. The government would never lie to you. Look, the biggest place in the world for child trafficking and child pedophilia is Walt Disney World, owned by Walter Disney, 201, 201. You remember this guy here, William Gates, Bill Gates? How he came out with that pokey doke for everybody? His name equals 201. Well, let me tell you how they went about doing that. We'll talk about that in a second. So this is remember how I told you they killed the Cash App dude? So the guy for Cash App was killed on 4/4, April 4th, which we knew that kill equals 44. So we knew that was going to be a big killing day. But they actually took out the Cash App owner. And now FEDNOW's live, which Cash App would have been the competition to FEDNOW. This is what they put in the headlines. They let you know. And most people will just look at this and be like, oh, well, that's where he lived, or oh, that's got something to do with the story. Most people will never, ever freaking look deep enough to see what they did. Oh, I went one too far. Look right there. So they're telling you he came from apartment 201. Are you kidding me? People cannot read symbolism. They also had y'all distracted last week with the Titanic submersible, right? Titanic. When Trump launched Truth Social, looky here. He reported earning less than 201 from Truth Social. Less than 201 million. Couldn't have been 200 million. Had to be 201, huh? A lot of people don't know that the first treaty or whatever you want to call it between the Catholic Church and America was called this, which equals 201. You can go look it up. It's the declaration between the U.S. and the Catholic Church. These are all things that you're more than welcome to look up, guys. This is from the U.S. State Department and the Holy See. The U.S. relations with the Holy See. See, a universal government of the Catholic Church operates from the Vatican. The Pope is the ruler. That's why all of our presidents go and bow to the Pope. Don't forget, we're living under the first Pope. His name equals 201. He lives in Suite 201. The Holy Bible's 201. These are biblical rituals. These are biblical rituals, guys. So on June 13th, which is the day leaving 201 days left in the year, they decided to mock people with Mormon crickets that had taken over Nevada. Heard any more about the Mormon crickets, guys? Or was that just a day? That was only on the day leaving 201 days left in the year. They kind of washed that one out of the news cycle, didn't they? That's mockery. Those are those mockery stories. Fake news, guys. So did you know that last year the world surpassed 1 million COVID deaths exactly 201 days after the pandemic was declared? I bet you remember when Messi was making a mess in the headlines and pissing everybody off. Guess what they told you? He was given special privileges to take up residence in room 201. So he got to have his own room. So they decided to put all that in the headlines too. Guys, when you learn these patterns, you can learn to read the bullshit news. Jay Leno hit the headlines 201 days from his birthday when he got burned up. Do y'all remember when he got serious burns? It was 201 days from his birthday. They told us this man is what caused, I can't say that on here, but you know what he caused. And to beat it all, the panty exercise was called Event 201. Event 201, the training tabletop exercise, is based on a fictional scenario. Public health government officials. This was literally a panty exercise. And by panty, I mean pandemic. I'm only going to say it once because I don't want to get banned. So when I say panty, we know what it means. They literally called it Event 201. The Queen died 201 days after getting COVID. She actually died on September 8th. So she caught the virus, and 201 days later, she died. The CDC director got positive 201 days from her birthday. See? Biblical rituals and fake news. The guy who designed the sphere for 9/11 died 201 days from 9/11 anniversary. So they went to this man and they said, hey, we want you to design this big old symbolism for us. He did it, and then, bam, dead 201 days before the 9/11 anniversary. The Great Pyramid of Giza. Then they built one in Memphis, Tennessee, Great American Pyramid. Do you know how many remaining layers of the Great Pyramid of Giza is left? 201. Y'all remember the Uvalde shooting down there in Uvalde, and they had Matthew McConaughey jump up in the headlines and talk about these green Converse? Had everybody just boo-hooing over these children. Can you tell me how many days before his birthday it was that he went up there and did that? 201. Green Converse, 201. Do you see how they do it? And you remember this guy who they told you that they kneeled on his neck for 8 minutes? I think, what was it, 8 minutes and 46 seconds, which is the exact same time that it took for the tower to fall. No, it was the time that the plane hit the building on 9/11 is the exact amount of time that they knelt on this dude's neck, I think it is. That was a big 201 ritual. And what did it do? It had everybody out here pissed the hell off. Blacks and whites and burning down cities. People ain't figured out yet that if you go downtown and you burn down your local dollar store, I promise you Bill Gates don't give a shit. He ain't never been to a dollar store a day in his life, but your granny goes there. Your auntie goes there. They've literally got people pissed off to the point they'll burn their own neighborhoods down and hurt themselves, trying to make a point. It's not hurting anybody but your own community when you go and do that. Now y'all don't have a dollar store. Like, it makes no sense. Like, they use this as mind control. That's how they can get people to go in there and burn their own community down. They get them so pissed off and so riled up that they go and they just participate in that shit. We're literally participating in the rituals because we're allowing ourselves to be deceived. Just like right now, guys, what do you have your Facebook feeds full of? You got your Facebook feeds full of this asshole right here, Jason Aldean. I stand with Jason Aldean. Well, then you stand with an evil person and a satanic person that did a biblical ritual a few years ago and was participated in letting those people get shot up. You can't tell me that he did not tattoo those cards on his arm. The name of the card is Las Vegas, and he just so happened to be performing in Las Vegas when that shit went down. You can't tell me that's coincidence. You cannot tell me that it is coincidence that we are living under the first Jesuit Pope that lives in Suite 201, the first to do so. And now all of a sudden, we have a FEDNOW and a freaking Palm scan. These are biblical rituals. The Bible literally tells you, which, like I said, there's a lot of truths in the Bibles, but there's a whole lot of Bibles out there too, guys. The King James Version is not the only Bible. You're not going to get all your truth from one book. And you know what I always tell people? God didn't write no Bibles, man did. Man wrote Bibles. The same one that wrote the same King James who wrote the Bible also wrote the book of demonology and witchcraft. So they're literally telling you to count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. I didn't make up the language. I didn't tell you A was A, B, C, D, E, F, G. They taught it to me. They taught it to you. They taught it to my mom and dad. You can't tell me all this shit's coincidence, guys. If you really think this is coincidence, then you are part of the problem. If you really think that Jason Aldean, that you need to stand with Jason Aldean, then you are part of the problem. But guys, I just wanted to kind of go over, several days and how that week portrayed out or played out last week, because we literally watched a whole lot of biblical rituals and players to make that happen, all in the headlines. We literally watched them distract the majority of America while they pulled the curtain back and did this ritual to get this one world control of money. These people are sick, man. But guys, I love you, and I'll catch you on the next one, okay? Y'all have a good day today.